Rest in peace to my motherfucker.
I reminisce on dangerous summers, was just a thug nigga working for drug dealers in neighborhood. Run about the age of 13, we was gunning and it was fun to see the police running. Niggas disappear when we come in, little nappy head shorty, addicted to drinking 40. My niggas is naughty and y'all niggas is fucking corny, but you left me in the summer of '89, a very good year. Crack cocaine sales rose.
What's up guys, Kenan from kenanK TV here, and in this video I want to talk about why Conor McGregor will KO Khabib Nurmagomedov. Now this is not my prediction video, this is a video where I'll talk about Conor McGregor and how he can win the fight. I will do a similar video for Khabib Nurmagomedov, so be sure to subscribe as I will also do a couple of film studies down the line. So a lot of Conor McGregor versus Khabib content on its way. So that being said, let's jump right into the video. As we all know, the Conor vs Khabib fight got announced at the latest 25th anniversary press conference of the UFC. It was a surprise reveal. I was pretty excited to see it, and really, I do believe that this fight is the fight that needs to happen. I feel like this fight is the Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier of our era. Does that mean a lot? Yes, it does mean a lot. Probably after this fight is done, Conor McGregor will also be done. Right now, I do not see Conor McGregor continuing on fighting post Khabib Nurmagomedov. I might see him fight Nate Diaz, but that is only if Nate Diaz can get past Dustin Poirier. Now, let's jump right into the video and talk about Conor McGregor and how he can win the fight. Now, as we all know, Conor McGregor hasn't fought in MMA since November 2016, right? After he captured the lightweight title and became the first ever champ. Now, ever since that fight, he fought Floyd Mayweather in boxing in 2017, and in 2018 he's scheduled to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov. So it'll almost be 2 years since he fought in the UFC. So will there be a bit of ring rust? To be honest, I don't think so, because he's going to be well prepared. I don't think Conor McGregor, he's not really the type of guy to have long layoffs. I mean, he was one of, if not the most active contender while he was on his run. So will it play in effect? To be honest, I don't think so. And especially against the type of fighter that he's fighting. He's fighting a wrestler, and he's very experienced against wrestler. I mean, he has fought Chad Mendes, he has fought Eddie Alvarez, so he's definitely experienced in that type of realm, if you want to call it out. Obviously, Khabib is no Chad Mendes, and Eddie Alvarez is no Khabib. A couple of things that we can take away from those fights is that Conor McGregor was able to establish distance and keep the wrestler at a distance where they panic and try to shoot him for a big takedown. Chad Mendes was able to get a couple of takedowns on Conor McGregor, and he was able to keep him down and land some significant shots on him. Now, when people make the comparison between Chad Mendes and Khabib, they really underrate Chad Mendes, right? If we would take a look at it, yes, Chad Mendes was small, Chad Mendes was short, but that also played in Chad Mendes' advantage. It meant that he could scoop under whatever punch that Conor threw, and it would be easier for him to reach Conor's legs. Now, Khabib is taller than Conor, right? On paper, he's an inch taller than him. If they come face to face, the size difference won't be that much, right? So, that being said, Chad Mendes was able to scoop and really get to Conor's legs that fast, right? He didn't really need to move that much because he was close to the ground, essentially, right? So for Khabib, reaching Conor's legs is going to be a very difficult task, right? He's not going to be able to scoop under a single punch and reach his legs, because the difference is that the mobility of Chad Mendes is far better than Khabib's. That's just what I think of, and what I observed of comparing both of the two. Also, the striking of Chad Mendes is, in my opinion, a lot better than Khabib Nurmagomedov's, right? Chad Mendes can, he's a lot used to fighting short, as he always did. He's somebody who has faced the likes of Jose Aldo, faced the likes of Frankie Edgar, right? So he's definitely a lot more experienced. And so, to compare Khabib and Chad and say that Khabib is just a better version of Chad, yes, Khabib may be a better wrestler, but in terms of overall game, I do believe that Chad is better, and that is something that Khabib Nurmagomedov lacks. It's an overall polished game. So with even that polished and well-rounded game, Chad Mendes came up short against Conor. Well, whatever you may say, oh, we had 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. What is official is official. Conor McGregor knocked him out. That's that. Now, the difference is going to be this, right? If Khabib gets a hold of Conor and takes him down and keeps him down, it is going to be a very, very difficult task for Conor to get back up. But right now, the question of Khabib getting him down starts at him starting off on the feet. How is that going to look? Now, as we all know, Conor McGregor has a 4-inch reach advantage. He has faced wrestlers, he has knocked them out, and he has pretty much knocked out almost everybody that he's faced. And for Conor to have the reach, have the speed, not only those two, but the understanding of range is something that is really unique to him. Nobody has the style or the understanding of range and movement that Conor has always had. And never ever has Khabib faced somebody that is as good as Conor in those aspects. And those aspects are a nightmare for any wrestler. If Khabib Nurmagomedov is going to approach this fight the same way that he approached the Edson Barboza fight, or if fans think that because Khabib was able to chase down Edson Barboza, who's taller than him and has a longer reach than Conor, that it's going to be the same thing against Conor but a lot easier. That's very, very wrong. Edson Barboza is a fighter who really relies on kicks and really bursts out in attacks. He doesn't really create openings. He doesn't really... It all comes down in a rapid motion of attack, right? Whereas Conor, he's really in the moment. He can lure you in, and he can see openings that most of us don't even see that are there, right? For example, when he fought Nate Diaz, right? The simple slip of a jab was an opening for him and got him a knockdown. When he fought Eddie Alvarez, a simple slip of a lazy jab was the end of the fight. Against Jose Aldo, a step back and a short, I don't want to say short, it was a really stiff left hand on the pipe that put out Jose Aldo. So if Khabib is going to approach Edson Barboza as recklessly as he did, and will apply that same tactic against Conor McGregor, he's not only going to get hit, but he's going to get hit often. And what happens when you get hit often, especially when you're a wrestler? Conor McGregor, time in and time out, whenever he has fought a wrestler, he has always said this: he's going to become a panicking wrestler, he's going to shoot for his life, and he's going to get hit from all over the place. And that is exactly what happened against the best wrestlers in both of the respective divisions, right? Well, at least when Khabib was inactive at lightweight, right? We could say that Eddie Alvarez was the runner-up to Khabib. If Conor has already experienced the best of the best, close to the best of wrestlers in the UFC, he will be very, very much so prepared to fight Khabib. If Conor fought Khabib, let's just say early on in his career, it may have been a different story, which I totally doubt. But now that Conor is seasoned and is very, very experienced in this game, very experienced in the UFC, very much so experienced in high-level championship fights. Khabib, not so much. I'm not discrediting Khabib, but when is the last time he has fought a top 5 opponent? Now, he's the world champion by beating the number 7th ranked or 11th ranked in Ally Quinta, right? So I'm not bashing Khabib, but Khabib has not fought the elite or the top guys just yet. Another factor is that this is possibly the only opponent or true opponent that is not faced by Khabib. And not only that, but it will take a fight to Khabib. Conor, whatever you may say about him, Conor's not a punk. He's not a sissy. He's not scared, right? If he was scared, he would have never gone after Khabib and and all the bus drama that happened. That would have never happened if Conor was really a scared guy. That wouldn't have happened. Conor is never. I haven't seen him be phased of an opponent, and I do not believe that he will be phased against Khabib, right? So when Conor takes a fight to Khabib, puts that mental pressure on Khabib, how will Khabib deal with it? In my opinion, Khabib is going to deal with it pretty comfortably. I mean, he's a pretty tough guy mentally and physically, but he's never faced that type of opponent that's going to bring him a fight in the octagon, right? It's not just going to be mental warfare, it's also going to be physical in the octagon. How is it going to feel when a fighter is kind of pushing him backwards, right? Because I don't believe that Conor McGregor is going to be, on the back foot and circling around him the entire time. I see Conor McGregor coming forward and gradually pushing back Khabib against the cage, and as Khabib is feeling cornered, he's going to burst out with a reckless attack, and Conor's going to slip that whatever left or right hand it may be and come back with his left and tag up Khabib. And if he can tag him enough, Conor has proved time in and time out that he can knock out or really seriously hurt most of his opponents, right? He was able to drop Nate Diaz, Alvarez, Mendez, Aldo, Seaver, and he really did get the better of Max Holloway in a one-sided beating. So for him to have all of those, I don't want to say accomplishments, but proves that he can really hit hard, I have no doubt in my mind that Khabib is going to be the type of fighter that's going to be continuously taking those shots for 5 rounds. If Khabib can, avoid getting hit, which is going to be something I'm really looking forward to seeing. If Khabib can make Conor miss, then that's going to be something special. But that's what I mean. He's so accurate that it is going to be so hard for Khabib to even get in. And he's never really faced that type of opponent. Who is the best striker that he has fought? You might say Edson Barboza, but like I said, Edson Barboza is predominantly a kicker, and he was pretty tall, long legs. He could have, he scooped really easily down under and got his legs down and really slapped him about for, 3 rounds, 5 rounds? And not to mention that this is probably going to be Conor McGregor at his peak, right? We have Conor McGregor that is not only motivated, but a Conor McGregor that is experienced, the best boxer of our lifetime in the ring, in Floyd Mayweather Jr., right? He is the best boxer of our generation. So for him to go in there and prepare boxing only, his stand-up is going to be way better. It's probably going to be ×2 when he gets in the octagon. His understanding of range is going to be completely different. It's going to be very much so improved, and it's going to be a different Conor McGregor than we've ever seen. He's going to be at his very best. And with that greater understanding of range, you would have to really favor the stand-up heavily in Conor McGregor's favor. And thus, I see Conor McGregor baiting Khabib in and slipping a slick shot in, hurting him, and probably finishing him. Now, that is all assuming that Conor McGregor executes a perfect game plan. And in this game, no strategy, no approach, no defense is perfect. There's always a margin for error. This is also a game that one shot just completely changes everything. Just because on paper Conor McGregor is a better striker does not mean he's not, he might not get hit with a looping overhand right that knocks him out cold, right? But considering all of that, this is how Conor McGregor can beat and KO Khabib Nurmagomedov. Now, this is it, essentially. This was Conor McGregor's way of winning the fight. Now, also stay tuned for a video where I will talk about Khabib beating Conor, how he can beat Conor, what are his odds, and what can he do to beat Conor. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. As always, leave what you think of the fight and all of this in the comment section down below. As always, I'm Keenan from kenanK TV, signing off.